Hey, what's up? Here we are for another episode of Bench. Everyone out there, please follow and subscribe. It is I, Alan Maldonado, and the great Coach Dave Miller. How you doing this evening?
I don't know if I should say good evening. I don't know if I should say good morning. This is late in the studio.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Mark at Manhattan Beach Studios for
That's
getting
right.
us in here tonight after the game because we've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Lakers versus Sixers. I will say I predicted a 2-1 road trip.
I think we're having some technical
Oh
difficulties.
no. Yeah.
Was that you?
I'm going to start off with that.
You know, somehow because
predicted.
you were wrong on the last prediction and I won a dinner, I would have bet $1 million that's how you were going to start the show
I'll
off.
be wrong sometimes, but I'll be right. I'll be right even when I'm wrong, because I'll be wrong right. You know what I'm saying? So although we didn't beat the Celtics, which I would have loved, we still came out this road trip 2-1. We had a really good game tonight. LeBron showed up, Luka showed up. Let's go into your thoughts about the overall game.
Well, I thought it was a great team effort, but all the props have to go to the king.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when he put that crown on his head, I mean, the king is back. And when you think about it, he really only had 2 days, with him not playing in Boston. And I thought he was not going to play the back-to-back.
Yeah.
And that may be a thing all year long. It may be a thing just because he's got, 1 or 2 lingering injuries. And then, Alan, you got to throw in that he's just getting himself into shape. This is like his exhibition. Like in college, we would say the non-conference games where he's playing his way into shape. It sounds like we're talking about Shaq back in the day.
Right.
But what he did, it was like from the very get-go, he just had number one, a different gait. Mm-hmm. Number two, he had so much bounce.
Yeah.
It was sort of that swag. It's sort of like the time I saw you at Venice Beach when I didn't know you. You're out there painting and you're just conversing and conversating with all the people. There was just a swag about you. And I remember the guy that we were on at the end of a jog, and I said, man, that's the guy from Blackish. and so, I mean, there was that coolness effect, but just the way he started the game, and it was energy. I'm not even going to take it to the EFT, because it's hard to see that. If it was at crypto.com, you see when he comes out in the warm-ups. I can tell who's on and who's not. Right? The way you sweat when you're warming up tells me how you're going to start. I don't know how you'll finish.
Right.
But I just saw a lot of bounce to him. There was energy. And, he's always talking because he's a communicator, whether it's on offense and whether he's directing the defense. But I just thought overall, when you think about it, Luka traveled. I mean, I don't know how long that plane flight was, but I know he went halfway across the world, had one of the, probably the second greatest thing to happen in his life, have a second child born, as you and I know when we've had our children born.
Right.
So he's traveling. Austin Reaves had a bad night by Austin Reaves standards. Again, no stat sheets. Have we got a sponsor yet, Mark? I mean, this is just coming off the game and then taking a nap. But, well, so AR had an off night, but to say that Luka had all that travel in him. Luka had a triple-double. Yeah. That's like his 39th triple-double, 30-plus points.
Yeah.
But it was LeBron James that saved the day. It was vintage LeBron James, and it was on both ends of the floor. Offensively, he made big shots. When it was tied at 105, he comes up and he sets that ball screen and he pick and pops, and Luka gets him. He hits back-to-back threes. I think he hit 3 threes in a row. In that fourth quarter, he scored 11 straight points in a row, and I was like, there is no way that this is year 23.
Right.
There is no way that at the end of this month he's going to be 41. And I'm not on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
I think the world of LeBron James as a fan. I really do. Most people would say I'm a Kobe guy. Just because of covering Kobe and my relationship with Kobe before I was an analyst for the Lakers, a long time before. I saw Kobe and met him at Fairleigh Dickinson University in Teaneck, New Jersey at the ABCD camp.
Wow.
And we just kept that friendship going, on and on and on and on. So just as a basketball fan,
Yeah.
not even a coach, that was amazing.
You know, it's fascinating. It's just extremely strange how so many people, after sort of a lackluster game, are calling for LeBron James to be washed. They've been calling for him to be washed since he's turned 30. So happy that he was able to have an explosive game. He got that steal late, was able to hit that sort of closing last two-pointer to seal the game. LeBron James, King James fashion. He had about 17 cellies after after the made shot. But let's talk about, and let's continue to talk about Luka as far as him coming in, his triple-double. The Lakers, they tighten up on the turnovers, which was great. I know first half they were a little tight on the defensive end. They tightened up in the second half. But give me a little bit more on Luka's performance and what did you see out of him?
He's just Luka. He could be right now the best player in the world.
I agree.
You know, you can chop it up with the top three guys. You know, Shea's going to be in that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
The Joker's going to be in that conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, interchangeably. But I'm going to put Luka there right now.
Yeah.
To travel and you know, just not the physicality, the physical part of getting on a plane. And you and I have traveled all over the world.
Yeah.
You know, it just takes a toll on your body. And then, so that's the physical part. Then the mental part. So difficult for your wife to have a second child, you know, the second girl. And congrats to him and his wife and his family.
Definitely.
You know, what an unbelievable thing. But then to have to leave them. You know, I know what it was like when we were in New Orleans with the Hornets. Katrina came. We get sent to Oklahoma City. And, you know, the only time I saw my family were the two games we played the Clippers when we came to LA, the two games when we played the Lakers when we came in. You know, I want to say it wasn't Thanksgiving, but at Christmas they came out for a couple days and saw some games there. So I know what it's like to be, and that's before there were the iPads and the phones that you could talk. It was all regular phone. You know, and the cell phone without the camera.
Right,
you know,
right.
The
No
flip,
FaceTime.
The flip phone. No FaceTime.
Yeah.
So I know what it felt like. It was just the loneliest feeling in the world. You know, every night I'd have to say goodnight to my kids over the phone.
Right.
And then if you're playing in a different time zone, sometimes you couldn't call because they'd go to bed when the game was on.
Right.
So the mental part that I thought comes into play with Luka, of your wife just has a baby. You get there and it's joyous, and then you have to leave.
Yeah.
When's the next time you're going to see your wife and baby?
Right.
You know, I mean, you're not going to now leave to go back. You know, so when is she going to be able to fly with the baby that long, and the other daughter? So it was just a bunch of things were going through my mind for him, what he went through. But I loved it that he wanted to get back to his team.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, there's that. People were talking all, you know, the past 48 hours, 36 hours. Should he have went? Should he have stayed? You know, and, you know, people don't understand the family part because they see you as this iconic basketball player or football player, or any professional or an actor, like you said. I mean, you brought that to my attention that you've missed many occasions because you've been acting. So when you put all that into play, for him to have that triple-double, I mean, he's second now in triple-doubles of 30-plus points, second to the Big O, Oscar Robertson.
Oh, wow.
I mean, those are historic numbers. I thought he didn't miss a beat. You know, he wasn't out. He didn't lose any cardio.
He wasn't rusty, as you
I don't believe in rust, man. You can either play or you can't play. And that's why I said the cardio. The cardio I get.
Yeah.
I get that. But, you know, it's like you can either play or you can't play.
Right.
You either hit shot, to make a shot, that's what you do.
Right.
It's just like telling me you're a little rusty because you were painting today, I saw on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, you were cutting out things in wood and then painting them with colors. And I'm like, I said to a friend of mine, I said, he's a Renaissance man, because I was explaining who I do the show with and, you know, all the things that you do. But I thought he did not miss a beat. But, you know, what took my breath away was LeBron James just being able to see that Austin Reaves was struggling. And we'll get into Austin. I'm sure you're going to ask me. But, you know, he was like 3 for 16. That's the worst I can remember shooting percentage that I've seen him play.
Well, let's talk about that. Being that the last 6 games, he's been shooting nearly 60%. He even struggled from the free throw line this game, which is even more rare than just, I guess, the shooting woes. But I guess, what do you think that is? And definitely excited that LeBron was able to pick up the slack, but Austin did not have one of his best games tonight, to say the least. Why do you think that?
You know, that's what's crazy about coaching. You just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, think about a couple things. He's been carrying the load, and when I say the load, being a dynamic duo while LeBron was out, he picked up, like, it's unbelievable how he's played. I mean, he's played himself into an all-star for sure. I mean, if he's not an all-star, where when they vote, is there always a problem? Is it Florida where they want to recount?
Listen, I'll tell you what, he gonna get a max contract the way he keep playing.
Yeah, but before you get that max contract, being an all-star.
Correct.
I mean, that's crazy that you go from where he started in this league, undrafted, and I was just thinking, he was coming in to be a two-way player.
Yeah.
So undrafted, gonna be in the G League.
Yeah.
And then he's balling with the guys.
Yeah.
In what I would just say, for simplistic terms, an open gym. And the guys take notice, and then the front office takes notice.
Yep.
And to go from here to there, and then without Luka, when Luka was out, he was averaging, again, this is just off the top of my head, like 40 and 10.
Yeah.
Of just putting up those major numbers. So, I don't believe in scheduled losses. I don't believe in rust. He just had an off night.
Yeah.
And he had good looks. And sometimes, we always say this. I've told you this for this is 9th or 10th episode that we're doing together. It's a make or miss league. I mean, that's what everything's judged on. Does the ball go through the hoop? He had good looks. He didn't take any bad looks. He's never going to take a bad look because he, like LeBron, plays the right way.
Yeah.
But he just had an off night. But that's where the teams that have the big three. The thing that made me think about him having a bad night tonight and Luka getting the triple-double, LeBron playing out of his mind is the one thing that's scary about this team that it really didn't hit me until tonight was that our bench is a little bit thin, and I don't know what I'm going to get. It's like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, we're going to go to the bench next.
Yeah. And that's just one of the things where there's guys that are capable, but you remember I told you in the last episode, I think we're a wing player away.
I agree.
I mean, a pit bull, a bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay.
Yeah.
Just a pit bull dog that can lock down an athletic wing that we're going to play against, and that can hit a shot on a swing, and then can adjust to put the ball on the floor and get to the midi or get there. And the bench sort of scares me a little bit. So we have a little bit work to do in terms of roster configuration. But with him, you just chalk it off. It's never going to be for lack of effort.
Right.
It's never going to be because he's ticked off because someone else is getting pub, and all of a sudden he's not the top dog or in the top two. Because, again, the best compliment I can give him is, if anybody has a daughter and they would end up marrying Austin Reaves, man, you're getting a heck of a son-in-law.
Well, we're definitely not gonna marry the bench. They were able to bring in 10 points this game, which has been sort of consistent from our bench. We definitely need more scoring, more just impact, and definitely in the first half of this game, our lack of athleticism really showed. So with that being said, as far as our role players stepping in with Rui and Ayton, I guess who do you think deserves sort of the role player of the game? Like, who showed up out of those two guys between Rui and Ayton? I believe Ayton had a double-double and Rui ended up with 17.
Yeah.
Who do you think sort of was the standout today?
Well, I really thought both. I was really pleased with both. I mean, with Rui, I was glad that, 2 games ago he got one shot.
Yeah.
In which you just can't have. But that was just the flow in the game, and he's such a good guy. He's never going to complain. And I think in the press conference I was at, he said, well, that's what I signed up for.
Yeah.
To play with great players. So you have to love him, coming from Gonzaga with Mark Few. And I think he's really good at when you give him a role, he's going to accept his role.
Yeah.
So I liked his 17 points because, again, you got four players in double figures, starting from the 31 to the 29.
He had another miscue where Austin had to get him in the spot again. He hit the shot, though.
You know what? What's crazy is when I saw that, I started laughing uncontrollably. And I was like, oh, man, if Allen could only see me now. But with Ayton, I loved Ayton tonight.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. It was the first couple games I think we talked about. I was like, I wasn't sure because I have a relationship with him because he was at Arizona. My son coached at Arizona.
Oh, wow.
My son didn't coach him. My son was gone when he came. But
Gotcha.
when I saw him play in high school, when we brought him into Long Beach and he played in Long Beach for the weekend, I called Arizona and said, you got to get this kid.
Yeah.
You got to get this kid, man. And he's the number one pick. You got to get this kid. So I really like him as a person. I think he's a really good dude, but have to call it like we see it. I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to step in and exceed where he had been at his other previous stops.
Yeah.
And, he's been up and down a little bit, but he didn't miss a shot tonight.
Yeah.
And when you play with dynamic playmakers, and there's three of them right now, Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reaves, he was 7 for 7, if I remember. And again, we don't have any stat sheets. I'm going to find a stat sheet. Or I'm going to start writing stuff on my palm. But I don't remember him missing a shot. And his shots.
He went 7 for 7.
His shots, Allen, like the lob, to be a lob threat, and like Jackson Hayes would be the same. Just if you go up and catch it, there's willing, capable, skilled passers. So both those guys, I was pleasantly pleased with. Yeah. And don't have a problem with them. And when we talk about the bench being a little, not suspect, but we're going to need them, we got to remember Marcus Smart is day by day. I was kind of hoping he was going to get back in. I think this was his 6th straight game that he's missed. But I saw on the internet or on some kind of, I think it was Instagram or Twitter, where somebody had filmed him getting shots up.
Okay, good.
Where it may have been Dave, been Dave McMenamin or somebody I wish I could give credit to, but I was just scrolling through and at the shoot around, I believe it was.
Okay.
He was getting up shots, and the little bit that you could see on that social media, he looked pretty good. So I would kind of think that he's close because he could be a starter. There's people who've gone back and forth with who should start or not. I want him to come off the bench, to be that defensive catalyst, to come in and set the tone to defend, because when you defend, then you can push the pace. And that's the one thing that the Lakers aren't good at. I love LeBron's head of steam tonight when he got those, I call them drive-bys, where it's just boom, one dribble, make your dribble, get you somewhere. And I said I liked his fluidity and his agility at the start of the game. Yeah. I loved how fluid he was and, on the off the dribble drive, getting to the rim, laying things in. And now that you say that, when he came back those first 1 or 2 games, I'm not going to use the term rust because I don't believe rust, but he was awkward on a couple drives. It was almost like, Air Jordan when you know how to fly, but you haven't played a little bit and you take off and you're up there and, it's rarefied air and you're not quite sure what to do. And he had a couple of those, layups that missed, and it wasn't rust because he's been making layups since he was, probably 6 years old, 5 years old, probably in his house when his mom bought him. Everyone had that plastic basket.
Oh yeah.
I forget the brand. It's the brand that makes all the kids
play
stuff.
School hoops
Play School. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
See, you are a Renaissance man. But he's been making layups. And by the way, I don't know. There's no lights on in here, so I'm going to grab a single shot. If you're a parent or you coach in your youth league in your town, when you teach layups. When you teach the right-hand layup, when you go up with your right hand, there's a string from the ball to your elbow to your knee. So when you go off, you take that leg up, it's right hand, opposite foot. Mm-hmm. Do you know how many high school kids I see when I go to games that take a right hand layup and they jump off the right foot?
Oh, yeah.
It's just fundamentally wrong. And the left one is the same. How do you teach a kid? there's a rope. When you go up with that left hand to shoot that layup, it pulls up your shooting arm, pulls up your shooting leg. And I don't know why I'm on that, but I had a clinic today in Manhattan Beach, and the kids, most of them that I had could do it, but I had a bunch they couldn't do it. So you have to break it down. Left hand, right leg. Right hand, left leg. We got to get more fundamental.
Right. Is this about fundamental?
Oh, I got us a sponsor.
What's the sponsor?
MVPcamp.com.
Let's go.
In July.
There it is.
You know what I thought of it?
What?
Ernie Johnson used to have that segment on TNT.
Oh, yeah.
The something stat of the night.
Yeah.
Sponsored by
MVP.
Well, but they used to say sponsored by
no
one. Hold on. Let's pretend this is a TV show. The Nito stat of the night.
Sponsored by no one.
Yeah. I think Alan's going to charge me a fee for doing that.
Oh, yeah. We'll have a sponsor.
I'm going to put you on the spot since you're an actor.
Yeah.
Okay. We know Shaq has Shaq'd in a fool.
Yeah.
Come up something in your mind right now that we could do right now. And again, everyone's got to know. I'm going to give you a second to think. Everyone has to know we go here, there, and everywhere. This is a non-scripted drama. Because there's a lot of drama. So I'm giving them about 10, 20 seconds.
I would say I'll call this segment What the Helly.
Okay, so now you got to now introduce it, and then you got to be like Kenny, and you got, when he goes, Shaq to the fool. All right? Yeah. So, okay, go ahead. You're on, actor.
So the segment where we call it is called What the Helly. You supposed to give me something?
Well, I mean, what the hell do you want me to talk about? You got to give me the intro.
Oh, man.
Give me a little beat.
Oh, a beat?
Yeah. I mean,
come on, Mark, give us a beat or something.
Wait. If you start asking Mark for beat, he's going to charge us extra. I mean, it's one thing that I have Mark come to my garage. People have said that this is the greatest looking garage that anybody could have. I mean, you can see benched in the back. We got the nice ball. I mean, he's got our sneakers framed in. I don't really like to sit like this, but I like it how our shoes.
It looks good. It looks good for the show.
What was that show on Netflix you did about sneakers?
Oh, Sneakerheads, man. Shout out to King Batch, my co-star in that, Jernest as well. Super, super cool show featuring some sneaker enthusiasts that kind of get caught up in trying to find the holy grail of sneakers. Streaming on Netflix right now.
Well, you have noticed I wear usually a different flavor.
I know
of Air Max Ones.
You're looking good.
So I like
good,
sitting
Coach.
here, and I hope Mark's been here since 5:30 this morning, and this is right now probably got to be 11:30 or 11:45.
It's a full day.
Hold on. 11:47. Mark's been here since 5:30. I keep this here. This is the Batmobile phone. But anyway, I don't like to sit like this, but I like the view of our sneakers. We meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And we go. Okay.
So my question is,
wait, are we gonna get this What the Helly sponsored?
What the Helly got to be sponsored?
Can I get a beat?
What the Helly? That's good enough.
Sponsored by MVPcamp.com.
So my What the Helly question is that we tend to win all of our close games, and whenever we lose, it's a blowout. Like we talked about it in the earlier podcast.
What the helly does it matter if you lose by one? Or you lose by 101.
That's the question I'm asking.
Yeah.
It's been consistent this season. We've won all of our close games and lost all of our lost in all blowouts. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, if you lose by one or you lose by 100, if you lose by, sometimes it's crazy because when you lose by one or even if you lose by a two or a three, it just kills you. It eats at you. But the one thing I learned in the NBA is that you get to the next game. I'll never forget the first loss that we had opening night in Oklahoma City when I was with the Hornets because we got sent to Katrina. I think we beat the Sacramento Kings because I have a big picture of it framed at my house, right, of the whole arena. And it was just sold out. It was a sold out crowd. It was the first night in Oklahoma City. And I love fans everywhere. I mean, I love MSG, I love
Yeah.
Staples Center, and I love South Beach when you play the Heat. You know, those are the games you sort of circle. But in Oklahoma City, it was a college atmosphere
Wow.
in an NBA arena. You
Wow.
know, they had that arena built because they wanted to lure a team there. Because you remember when Katrina came, the NBA didn't know if we were going to go to Anaheim. I mean, for a lot, Byron Scott and I were hoping we were going to go to Anaheim
Right,
because
right,
then we'd
right.
be back here with our families.
Right.
Okay, and Kansas City was one, if I remember. Las Vegas was in talks right
Yeah.
there, but that was like back there where they're like, no way are you going to Las Vegas.
Right.
And then Oklahoma City. Those were, if I remember, the four places that they were talking about
Wow.
while they were trying to figure out where are they going to send this NBA franchise. You know, so
Yeah, no, OKC was great. I did a Kevin commercial with Kevin Durant while he was with the Thunder. It was a big Nike campaign,
oh wow.
and I had an opportunity to go to Oklahoma City and shoot it while during the season. So definitely shout out to the OKC fans.
Did you go to Bricktown? Because that's where I lived. I lived right in
I'm
Bricktown.
I'm
the side
not
of the
even
arena.
sure. I know I stayed in a hotel that was haunted.
It was haunted.
like that was
Yeah.
sort of everybody was like, "Oh, you in that hotel?
Yeah.
It's haunted." I'm like, "What? Why?"
I'm glad you didn't call me to come visit you. I'm
no,
glad
no,
we
no.
didn't know
It
each other.
Everybody knows this place is haunted. I guess this is the common place where everybody stays when you come into town.
Well, wait
so.
a second. If everybody stays there and everyone knows it, isn't that like a trap game or a trap hotel?
That is definitely a ghost trap hotel.
Okay, so
that
why would you, if you know I don't believe in trap games, because
Yeah.
if you're saying it's a trap game, then the players and the coaches ought to know it's a trap game. So why would you stay at a trap hotel that's haunted by a ghost?
I definitely didn't know until I arrived, and that wasn't until I arrived. I'm checked in, and then as I'm going to set, people like, "Oh, what hotel you staying at? Oh, you talking the haunted one?" I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute! Like I just left my bags there. I didn't even. I got to sleep there tonight." And everybody's talking about, "Oh yeah, there's ghosts there." I'm like, "Okay."
Did you hear,
No,
or
I didn't
talk
see.
to a ghost?
I didn't see anything. It didn't nothing come out and get me. But it was common consensus of that this place was haunted. So I had a good commercial shoot. I was out of there in 3 days. So it didn't. Nothing,
Did you sleep with like one eye open?
You know what? I knocked out. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I thought about it for a second. And I was like, I need some rest. So
All right, as we digress.
yes. Let's get into our next game. We got Lakers versus Spurs. Let's give a quick preview in regards to what do we need to prepare for. I believe they're saying Wemby, of course. Everybody, when it comes to the Lakers, they turn into Wolverine, and all of a sudden they're just healed. The whole knee broke. Back to play the Lakers. So Wembanyama is looking like he's coming back. What's your thoughts about our next game?
That's the number one thing, and I think he's coming back as well. You know, I think it was yesterday he went through a practice. You know, so they're getting him back. I mean, that's their prized possession. But when you think of him, he's the centerpiece. I mean,
Yes.
has a chance to be one of the greatest players ever, and I mean that's long term, but he's long.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, when they came to crypto, it's just odd to see how long he is. It's like his legs never stop.
And he's still growing.
Yeah, and your head just goes up like this, and you're looking up here, and it's his waist. But just so skilled, and just great feet. You know, great agility. But I'll tell you, a cat that's been playing very, very well, De'Aaron Fox,
Yeah.
who is another kid that I had at camp in Long Beach at the All-American camp.
Oh, really?
Great kid. I mean, in that class with De'Aaron Fox, there were so many other guys that were, if not pros, they were high major college players. I mean, every kid there at that point in time when we had that camp running was a bona fide player.
Wow.
De'Aaron Fox, man, just was such a great kid. You know, was a yes sir, no sir, and you know, I judge kids when you're at camp. Are you coachable? Because everyone thinks they know everything about everything, right? It's
Right.
like, you know, girls at camp, and again, there were no girls at this All American camp, but when you just have a normal camp, co-ed camp, girls are like sponges. They don't break eye contact. They absorb everything.
Yeah.
You're talking to guys and you're trying to talk about fundamental, jump stops and playing off 2 feet, fake a pass to make a pass,
Yeah.
passing angles, take one more angle, come off that pick and roll and survey from corner to corner and keep your head on a swivel, and they're not listening to anything. They're just they're thinking, let me turn the corner and get a badass shot going up. But De'Aaron Fox was a student of the game, and he's playing well. He was out for a while, and then the rookie. Where's that rookie from Connecticut? Castle, Stephon Castle. Again, they just have some really good pieces. But in an advising, in a behind the scenes thing, there's just a culture there. And that culture he started, and that culture will continue.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great test to play them, and then win or lose, it's going to be great because you're either playing Oklahoma City. I think I told you last episode podcast, you're playing either Oklahoma City or Phoenix. So those are 2 teams that you've played. And 2 teams that you've done a little bit of good stuff, but now you have a measuring stick to see how you've gotten better. So it'll be real interesting in terms of preparation. In Boston, they only had 14 turnovers.
Yeah.
I don't know how many they had
10
tonight.
They had 10 tonight.
Okay.
Yeah,
See,
so they gotten better.
It's better. Okay, now your new nickname, I'm going to get you a hat or a shirt that says Human Stat Sheet. Because, again, I got to talk to the owner of MVPcamp.com. I've got a telephone number 424-200-0697.
Talk to him, Coach.
Okay, I got to that's our new sponsor, and I'm going to send this to Ernie and tell him it's easy to get a sponsor.
That's right.
Just I think Shaq did all the sponsoring too, right? Shaq owns so many companies, but I think turnovers, and I said this when we talked a couple episodes ago. That's going to be huge because we really struggle on transition defense, getting back, getting turned, building a wall. So those are the things. And then the other thing is, Alan, it's just consistency. It's consistency to be able to come down. I thought LeBron James did an unbelievable job tonight, of setting screens. He was sprinting the screen. That's a big difference when you see guys in the half court. You talk about playing with pace. Pace is transition, right? North to south, but pace also is running your offense because you're a step ahead of the defense who is trying to be proactive, and the offense wants them to be reactive. And, on that shot when it was 105 to 105, it was the first 3 that he hit when he put those 3 shots together for the separation. It was just a pick and pop. It was Luka, it was LeBron. Man, Luka came off, he pulled 2 like a magnet, and there was LeBron, and he was able to knock it down. So, I just think I like the way people screen. Another thing for kids, you have to learn that when you set a screen, you're setting yourself up to be open on the pop or the roll, depending on how the defense plays you. So, it's just the little things. We talk about Boston just in the sense that it was on this road trip. And, as a coach, I didn't want to delve into that in the beginning because that's sort of old news. But what I liked about the Boston game, even though they lost, and, it was really that first quarter. I mean, they just got their crap handed to them. Right. It was Boston came out and said, not tonight. Because when you look at the last 3 quarters, the Lakers won by 1 point if you added it up. But it was just too late to dig that hole. But they played hard. There was fight in them. Yeah. And again, I'm not into moral victories, and nor should Laker fans be into moral victories. But, it wasn't like they just held up the white towel and surrendered. So, that's to the character of the purple and gold. Yeah. That's to the culture of JJ Redick. Yeah. And, it just really speaks to how much they like each other. And from what I can tell, that they have each other's back.
Yeah, I think I think you mentioned before, as far as us having, two losses that weren't really legitimate. We got of course the dub in the club, Atlanta, and I guess what was the other sort of.
Well, the other one I threw in there was Oklahoma City. Yeah, but Oklahoma City, they had a lot to do with this. But I'm going to tell you this. I thought of you with this watching the Boston game, and we didn't have a show that day. Boston played so well, and obviously, they made the 24 threes. You and I talked
Yes.
about that, right?
Yep.
And shot an unbelievable percentage.
Yeah.
The way that Boston played that game, if they would have been playing OKC, who tonight is, and it's close to tomorrow morning, it's almost Monday morning. I think Oklahoma City is 23-1 as we're taping this right now.
Yes.
Okay? Boston would have beat Oklahoma City. That's how well they played.
Yeah.
That's how well they shot the ball.
Yeah.
That's sort of when I watch teams, right? That's my barometer, or that's my measuring stick. No one was beating them that night.
I
the way
agree.
that ball. And
I agree.
How many balls can fit through a rim at one time?
It was 2. I think Coach told me that.
Yeah, 2. Hey, listen, that rim, and you all know, we all know this from playing. No matter what level you played at, you missed that first shot, rim gets a little smaller. You miss the second one, and that rim just gets tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
And then what people don't understand is everyone thinks you can just, shoot or shoot. Yeah, I hear that bullshit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot or shoot. They do shoot, and that's why you've missed 6 in a row. Get yourself a layup. So how do you do it? You work your way out.
That's right.
Okay? Because in a gym, in practice, a good shooter never misses 2 in a row.
That's right.
Never misses 2 in a row.
That's right.
Okay? When it's just you and 2 rebounders and 2 balls, and you got your triangle 2-ball shooting. But in a game, you got to get yourself a layup.
Yeah.
Get yourself a transition layup. Rim gets a little bigger.
Yes, it does.
Get yourself an 8-footer, a floater, a runner, a bank shot on an angle, right? Play off 2 feet, shot fake, go up, bank it in. The backboard's your friend. You hear me preach that all the time.
Yeah.
And then you work your way out.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that, I don't think a lot of coaches hold young players accountable for. Well, he's a shooter. Well, he's not a shooter. He's a taker. You know what I want?
What you want, Coach?
$25. I don't want 25. No, I don't want $25. 25. I gave you a chance. I posted on my Instagram at Coach Dave Miller. I gave you $100 to tell me. Darryl. What planet is Darryl Dawkins from?
I still don't remember.
The planet Lovetron.
The Lovetron. Okay.
This is unbelievable. As we digress.
Dawkins, where was I at when Darryl Dawkins was playing?
You were a twinkle in your mother's eye.
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't.
You have to be.
I'm supposed to know what
you
planet
have to be a student of the game. All right. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I shouldn't do this because I don't give you. I was going to give you 100 if you knew about Lovetron, because Darryl said he was an alien from Lovetron, and I think if I remember right, because I was the biggest Sixer fan, he said his girlfriend was from the planet Lovetron named Juicy Lucy. Her name was Lucy, if I remember.
What post-game interview was this that he said?
No, it wasn't. This wasn't. Because we were friends. I was a season ticket holder.
Oh, hilarious!
But with that bet, I offered you 100, and I didn't make a bet. So now I'm going to give you. I'll offer you $500, and I'll pay you next time on the podcast.
Here we go. What's the question? Let me think.
Name. Gosh, I get scared because when you went like this, when I said what planet, you went, blah, 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 and I'm like, you're going to get me for my 100. What famous person gave Darryl Dawkins his nickname, Chocolate Thunder?
What famous person?
Yeah, and think a second. What other podcast? Nobody's going to break the game down like we are. It's a famous person that gave him that nickname. You know what? Forget the 500. I'm going to give you $1,000.
Yo, chill.
10? Well, how many? 10 $100 bills. I wasn't good at math.
For the famous person that said,
I hope you're not setting me up.
All right. What year is this? The 70s?
Yeah.
Come on, John Travolta.
We don't have any interns, so when I press this button, give me the buzzer sound, please.
I don't know who Darryl Dawkins gave Darryl Dawkins his nickname.
Stevie Wonder.
And how Stevie Wonder give his name? He can't see.
Wait a second.
No.
Okay, time out.
That's good. You said Stevie Wonder giving basketball nicknames?
Yes, and it is no damn cap. It's not a cap. You know what? They say for us to get ratings. Hold on. I'm going to tell you.
Coach, how he know he done?
They say for us to get ratings, we got to say bad things about players. We got to say bad things about coaches, and we got to yell and scream at each other. And I don't want to do that, man. I want to be friends.
But you trying to tell me Stevie Wonder giving out nicknames?
Yes, and let me tell you how. Well, let me do this. Do you have your phone with you?
Yes, I have my phone.
Pull up your phone right now. Let's do it right now on air, and just put into your thing like Google and say who gave Darryl Dawkins the nickname.
Siri, who gave Darryl Dawkins his nickname? Let's see what it say. By Steve. This is crazy.
Read what it says, because I was just going to do it.
Darryl Dawkins was nicknamed Chocolate Thunder by Stevie Wonder. This got to be more careful.
So,
what do you say? Are you serious?
Yes, I'm dead serious. And you've lost out with me winning $1,100.
I mean, Steven, how am I supposed to guess Stevie Wonder saw Darryl Dawkins and was like, ooh, Chocolate Thunder. How am I supposed to know?
I've given you a chance to win $1,100. That's more than you and I have made doing all these podcasts together. Wait, the producer's going to say something.
Let me tell you something.
Mark's going to say, when do I get paid?
I'm going to tell you this. Stevie Wonder go get benched. He go get benched. Okay. How you giving people nicknames you can't
So this is how it happened from what I was told. Okay, I can't swear to this, but Stevie Wonder would go to games, and he would sit with a friend, and the friend would describe the game. And he would tell you what's going on. Stevie Wonder's friend said to him, oh, man, the big chocolate guy scored a bucket.
Pocket, man.
The big chocolate guy scored a slam dunk. Man. And he kept calling him chocolate. And because he dunked it, Darryl would name all his dunks. So Stevie Wonder, and again, I've just told this.
He named the dunk a ribbon in the sky?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the song Isn't She Lovely was a dunk. But here's the other rumor I want to ask you. Okay. I've heard for years, and I can't tell you who, but it's a very famous person. No, because until we get a sponsor, I'm not naming names.
That's right.
Some good stuff. Right. But I know a very famous person that swears to me that Stevie Wonder isn't blind.
I mean, no, listen, it's a lot of rumors and a lot of situations.
You're an actor.
Where I'm questioning that. The fact that you can gives a basketball player a nickname and you can't see and it's valid? Like people like, oh, he went on and people know him as Chocolate Thunder and Stevie Wonder gave you that name. That's just crazy. That's crazy, coach. That's crazy, coach. He can't see you. He can't see you. How you gonna get somebody a nickname? All right, listen. So we got the Spurs versus Lakers. I think this is a perfect time to get into bench because I'm honorable mention to Stevie Wonder for nicknaming Darryl Dawkins.
Wait a second. The first album that I ever bought as a child. And for the young people, there's records, there were albums.
Yes.
The first album that I bought, I had no idea we were going to go here.
Yeah.
But I wanted to let you win $1,000, and we were building on
the
Darryl Dawkins. Man. Well, that's why I bet it. That's why I went up from $500,000. The first album I ever bought at a record store in Allentown, Pennsylvania, was The Keys of Life. It was, and I want to say it was one of those where you open it up and there were three big, 33s, the 45s were the little records, right?
Yeah.
But it was the big record, like a pizza pie record, and it was The Keys of Life. And when I've met Stevie Wonder numerous times at games.
Yeah.
I also met him, Adrian Malouf. From Housewives of Beverly Hills and the family that owned the Sacramento Kings, and I don't know if they still own the Palms Casino, but Adrian Malouf always has a great Halloween party and a Christmas party. Oh, and Niecy from what's the actress Niecy that was in
Niecy Daz?
Yeah.
I know
she was in
Reno 911.
Yeah, but the TV show Claws. With the nail shop.
Yeah,
so Niecy was like, I think at one Christmas
party.
Shout out
to Niecy.
Oh, and I saw her at the Big 3 championship game in L.A. And she came up, and I introduced myself, and I fell in love with her. Niecy, if you'd like to come on the show, I'll let you have Alan's chair. And so talented and so nice, right?
Yeah.
But Niecy was at that party, and Stevie Wonder came in. It's in Mulholland Estates, right? This unbelievable mansion.
Yeah.
And I got to meet Stevie. Now, obviously, I didn't ask him about Chocolate Thunder.
Did he give you a nickname?
No. No, because he couldn't see me.
That's what allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But please don't give him an honorable mention bench.
I'm giving him an honorable. talking about? Darryl Dawkins, chocolate that. I see you out there, player. Like, what we talking about, Stevie? Stevie, what we talking about? So I think this is a perfect segue to go into our bench segment. Who you benching this week, Coach?
This is sort of a funny one.
Okay.
Sometimes we come hot and heavy. But
Yeah.
today or tonight or tomorrow,
Yeah.
since it's now after midnight, I am going to bench Lamelo Ball. And the reason I'm going to bench Lamelo Ball is against the Raptors, he ran out the same tunnel with the Raptors. So as the Raptors are coming out onto the floor, I'm watching the game, and all of a sudden, the Raptors were in red. I think they were in their red sweatsuits. I see a different color. And I see it. I look at the hair. I'm like, Alan, this is LaMelo Ball. He ran out. Now, there's guys, I don't know if he wants to be traded. I don't know if he's happy. I don't know if he's unhappy.
There will be signs.
But LaMelo Ball, you are benched for running out onto the court with the wrong team.
That is crazy.
So
I've never seen that.
As long as you're not going to bench Stevie Wonder, who might you be benching tonight?
I'm not benching Stevie, but this is just as blatant as Stevie giving Darryl Dawkins his nickname. Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane, football touchdown, spiked the ball on OG from the Knicks. For just no apparent reason. Just no apparent reason. He was not out of bounds. The ball was inbounds. The foul wasn't called. But he just, for no reason, I'm talking about hand cocked back, spikes the ball, just dead. OG is so like what just happened? Like he gives him a gentle push just because he's still trying to process why did you just hit me with this basketball like that? So Desmond Bane, you getting benched. Not a football celebration. That had nothing to do with basketball. It was all personal. I don't know what OG did to you, but you're benched. You're benched, man.
All right, before you take us home and close us out early this morning.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want you to do you do everything. You paint, you run, you're an actor.
Yeah.
I want you to do some impersonations. I want you to get in character.
Okay.
We need more followers. I think I checked. We have maybe it was either 136 or 141.
We moving up.
We're moving up. Hey, we are the Jeffersons.
That's right.
We're moving on up to the east side, to that deluxe apartment in the podcast sky.
Yeah.
But I want you to give me a couple quick hits.
Okay.
Looking in your camera, your camera right there.
Okay.
And about getting some subscribers. So
listen.
Hold on. Take one.
Hey, everyone out there, this is Bench, the #1 sports podcast out via Laker fans, via basketball. Please subscribe. Please follow. It is I, Alan Maldonado, and the great coach Dave Miller. Do not miss an episode because we are having fun on here talking sports, love, and life. Peace, y'all.
From the planet Lovetron.
Man, yo, Lovetron, really?
Yeah. Keep rolling, Mark. Keep rolling, Mark, because we want to do something. I want you to say, Coach, you got to have more talent. You got to have more talent than just basketball. And you're up on your hip hop flavor. Can you rap?
Oh my God. Okay. So Coach, I know. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, Coach. I know you are very multifaceted in your talents. But I heard you got some skills, some rap skills. I heard you got some rap skills. Let me see what you got. Let me see some bars real quick.
Can you give me a sort of a little
Okay, I'll give you a beat.
Give me a beat to maybe Rappers Delight.
Okay. Man, which one is Rappers Delight? What's the beat for Rappers Delight? Jesus.
I said a hip hop, a hippie to the hip hop, and you
I
don't
came-
stop a
rockin'
rocket to the bang bang boogie. Say what up the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie.
Come on, Coach.
Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. Because me, the groove, and my friends, we're going to try to move your feet. See, I am Wonder Coach, and I'd like to say hello to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, the purple, and
yellow.
gold.
Oh!
I want to bang bang the boogie to the boogie. Say up the boogie to the bang bang boogie. Let's rock. You don't stop. So next on the mic is my man, Hank. Come on, Hank, sing that song.
Listen, Stevie Wonder.
I'm the M-A-S, the T-E-R, the G with the double E. You see, I go by the unforgettable name of the man they call the Master G. See, my name is known all over the world with all the foxy ladies and the pretty girls. I'm going down in history as the only guy to start a podcast that doesn't have a sponsor.
Listen, I think Stevie Wonder would approve of that. I think he would approve of that. I think that was excellent, Coach. Great freestyle.
Then you know I can go a little. Can you woo woo woo?
Okay, all right, y'all. That's a good.
Can you woo woo woo?
That's the
Alan,
end of the
won't you
episode,
be mine?
y'all.
Oh mine. Jeffrey Osborne, can you sponsor us?
Peace, y'all.